Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Why don't we send more tanks to Ukraine? So the Russians can do some target practicing. The Russians reported that they blew up a Leopard 2 tanks. Well, they say they sunk it in one of the Ukrainians' marshes or swamps. So, I have no doubt that such a thing will occur if it didn't occur yet. According to the Russians, it did occur. So, why, for the same reason why the HIMARS were probably blown up as well, because they're not invisible. They make noise, they have a shape, they emanate heat. They have communications. You can follow the ballistics, the trajectory of the missiles, or whatever it is, as many ways. And you can have also scouts they're here. You know what I mean? So let's go and see what happened with this mighty Leopard 2 German tank that, according to the Russians, invaded again their territory, according to the Russians. So this article comes from Sputnik, obviously, and it is from 2 hours ago, from April 14th, 2023. Russian forces sink Leopard 2 tank in Kherson area swamp. So Germany, along with several other NATO members, had previously provided Kiev with Leopard 2 tanks as part of its military aid to Kiev amid the ongoing Russian special military operation in Ukraine. Moscow has repeatedly warned that such assistance would only prolong the conflict. The Leopard 2 tanks, which Western countries had earlier delivered to Ukraine, have been tracked by Russian forces on the battlefield in the Kherson area, an officer from a volunteer battalion has told Sputnik. Officer from a volunteer battalion. That's very important. And I'm quoting, the officer who only revealed his call sign, the Bull, referred to the Leopard 2s shelling Russian troops checkpoints in the area, also singling out a story from colleagues who, he said, had captured one of these tanks. So it captured, not blown up. According to him, a Russian subversive group had to sink the Leopard 2 in a swamp after they failed to drag it to the rear following the seizure. And I'm quoting, he spoke a few weeks after German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius said that his country was not going to send additional Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine. Germany, like other countries, had a limited supply of weapons, Pistorius said, noting that he cannot give everything away. Of course you can. That includes your mommy and your daddy. After that, Ukraine received 18 Leopard 2s from Germany and some 40 German-made Marder armored infantry fighting vehicles. In January, Berlin said it planned to send its Leopard 2A6 main battle tanks to Ukraine, also agreeing to provide re-export licenses for the other countries willing to supply these German-made armored vehicles. Since then, Warsaw, Ottawa, Lisbon and Oslo have also said they could deliver various modernizations of Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine, with up to 14 tanks coming from Poland, 4 such vehicles from Canada, 3 Leopard 2s from Portugal and 8 from Norway. The delivery of the tanks came as Western countries ramped up their military aid to Kiev shortly after Russia began its special military operation in Ukraine. So, they captured it, and it's not in quotation marks. So, had to sink the Leopard 2 in a swamp after that. According to him, Russia's subversive group had to sink the Leopard 2 in a swamp. We're not going to find that tank anymore after they failed to drag it to the rear following the seizure. So they claim that they captured one, and then supposedly they could not drag it out of that swamp, therefore they somehow sank it, like the submarine. that Putin was talking about when asked about what, Mr. Putin, what happened to that submarine? Larry King asked in the interview, I don't know, 1,000 years ago. And Putin said, it sank. So what happened to the Leopard 2? It sank, according to the Russians. Now, even if this is true or not, which it's kind of strange, you know what I mean? It's not impossible. Again, probabilities and possibilities. Possibilities, 100%. Probabilities, I don't know. Or as of now, I would give it 50%. Why? Because they don't have a picture, they don't have phones, they don't have, you know what I mean? It's kind of a strange thing. Only a few people saw it, and I mean, I just want to say, I'm not an expert whatsoever in military equipment, but I don't know how a Leopard 2 tank looks like versus a, I don't know, a T-90 or T whatever. I don't know. I mean, I can kind of, you know, by shape, I know that's a German tank or that's a Russian tank. But I can tell you the specific Leopard 2 or Leopard 1 or, I don't know, Jaguar or something, Panzer, or, you know, I don't know. I can't tell you that in detail. So I don't know if that soldier was instructed, he has a picture in his, let me identify the tank. Yeah, it looks like a Leopard 2, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, let's drag it out. None of them had any pictures. I mean, how big this news could have been if they had produced a picture of the tank, you know, with their, yeah, or something, you know. But anyway, as I said, possibility could be 100%. Probability, I will give it 50%, maybe even lower. But I'm pretty sure, not that they will capture one, which is, again, not impossible, but they will blow them up, that's for sure. For the same reason. They make noise, they have shape, they smell, they have heat, they shoot things, so it's a lot, and they, you know what I mean? It's a lot of things, and you have even informants. Hey, that's a tank over there, that area, check for it, send a few drones, find it, and then get up. So, as I said, if what I didn't like about this, for instance, let me show you here a few words, a few that I didn't like was this. The officer who only revealed his call name, the bull, okay, referred to who he said, also signaling out a story. So this is the bull tells us a story from colleagues who he said had captured one of those tanks. So it's not, this is not the first source right here. This could have been the first, you know, and then he's the second. And these guys are colleagues, his bull, somewhere in Kherson. They captured the tank, but the tank sank because they couldn't, no, the group had to sink the Leopard 2 in a swamp. Why did they have to sink it after they failed to drag it to the rear following the seizure? Well, too many blah 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 tra la la. This video is not because of the story, but is because I'm pretty sure we're going to hear a lot of stories coming from the Russians. True, some of them. That's why I have no doubt that they will be able to blow them up. Now, how soon and how many, probably it depends on the time. If you give 6 months, probably all of them will be blown up. How many they are? 20. I mean, one a day, one a week. Let's put one a week, and you have them done. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.